Hey guys, in this video, we will be going through Viper, one of the new jobs that will be coming in 7.0 Dawn Trail. Because this is a brand new job, we'll go more in depth into talking about how the gauges work, what they represent, and what they are used for. Viper Sight Gauge, I personally just call it the sword gauge. It's just used to show and preempt you which skill you should use next. Honestly, it's very redundant because the hotbar itself solves that for you, which I will dive into more later. Serpent's Ire Gauge allows you to use Reawaken. This Reawaken works exactly like Reaper's and Shroud. After you gain 50 gauge, you can use Reawaken and then you perform 4 times 1.5 GCD skill with an off GCD skill in between and then a finisher. Viper also has to track 3 buffs or debuffs: an attack buff, an attack speed buff, and a debuff like Reaper's Death Design on target to do more damage. Please note that we will not be crafting any rotation in this video as it is a new job. We will also ignore potency values because again, these are subjected to final adjustment and or changes. We will mainly focus and dive into how the skills and buff works, etc., and how the class feels to play. I will go through what you need to do in order to get started, how each combo work, how each buff work, and what the Reawaken does. I will also only mainly talking about single target because AoE combos works exactly the same. So if you know how to do single target stuff, you will know how to do the AoE stuffs. Viper has 3 main buffs to stack. Actions containing the word Dread in their names place a nauseous Nash enfeeblement on the target that increases damage dealt by the one who placed the enfeeblement. This basically works just like the Reaper's Death Design. Actions containing the word Hunter in their names grant a Hunter's Instinct enhancement that increases one's own damage dealt. Actions containing the word Swift in their names grant a Swift skill enhancement that increases one's own attack speed. I am pretty certain that you almost always want to start off with the Dreadwinder combo. This 3 times string combo gives you all 3 buffs. Note that these combos are just a stronger version of your normal combo. This whole combo gives you 10 Serpent's Ire Gauge. Each time you execute the Swift Skin's Coil or Hunter's Coil, you get 2 off GCD to double weave for more damage. These off GCD that you weave are probably the most responsive off GCD in the game by far. It is almost instant with almost no animation lock, and I guess this is why Yoshi P could triple weave. Dreadwinder combo is also 2 charges only with a 40-second recharge. What order you execute the Swift Skin's Coil or Hunter's Coil does not matter. They work just like Reaper's, Gallows, and Gibbet. You use whichever is convenient to you, but do note that there are positional requirements for each. When Dreadwinder combos are on cooldown after you use both charges, you then fall into using the normal combos. These normal combos generate 10 Serpent Ire's gauge at the end, so it's your bread and butter combo while Dreadwinder combo is down. This is where it gets a little confusing as all of these combos cross interacts with one another. This looks intimidating, I know, but don't worry, this is where I think the biggest evolution in Final Fantasy XIV melee combo system comes in. As much as you see on the screen, there's many interactions and branches between these combos. They are actually just 2 buttons. Viper somehow has a smart system where the preferred combo actions that grant you buffs will light up based on the remaining timer of your current buff or debuff. This means that on the combo step, if a buff or debuff timer is lesser than the other, then the action that will grant you the buff with the shorter remaining duration will light up. You do not lose potency at all for the first 2 steps in the combo, even if you didn't press the one that lighted up. You just extend the wrong buff, but the buff timers are so long anyway, it will fix itself during the next combo. However, even if there is no way to mess up your combo per se, the finishers has to be pressed perfectly, as there is a potency buff attached to it depending on which finisher you did prior. For example, if you did Flank Sting Strike finisher in your first combo, it buffs your next finisher Hind Sting Strike as seen in the 2 tips. Lastly, every time you finish an entire combo, you get an off GCD Serpent's Tail to weave before the next GCD. Basically like a Gunbreaker's continuation at the end. Next is the Reawaken form. As you activate Reawaken form, you basically cycle through the 1st generation to the 4th generation and 1st legacy to 4th legacy. The generation skills are GCD, and the legacy skills are off GCD. That's exactly the same as Reaper. After you finish the 4th generation and the 4th legacy, you can execute the finisher Ouroboros. Basically, this is just a Reaper and Shroud window, very straightforward and very flashy. The 2-minute action for Viper is Serpent's Ire. Basically, this does nothing to buff the Viper, or even the party. It just gives you one free use of Reawaken. This means Viper is just going to be a solo DPS job like Black Mage or Samurai. Very good for parks where you don't have to offer anything in burst synergy. Lastly, Uncoiled Fury. This is the range attack of Viper that also follows up with 2 of GCD. You will need a Rattling Coil to execute an Uncoiled Fury. You can stack up to 3 Rattling Coil and can be seen below the sword gauge. You can gain 1 stack of Rattling Coil after finishing a basic combo. This is a very strong range attack compared to the other jobs, and of course doesn't break combos. Viper also have a mobility skill called Slither. It allows you to rush to a target enemy or even party member, and it has 3 charges, so that's kind of neat. And that's it for the basics. Bread and butter for the job. Overall, I'm quite surprised how Viper kind of just play itself if you know which combo to start first. Everything kind of just light up accordingly, and I think there's almost no way to fail executing the combos. Because of that, our buffs are almost always up, as long as you press the buttons that light up. This, however, doesn't mean you don't need to pay any attention, because you may just lost track of which combo you are in, hence forget to press your off GCD 1-time finisher or 2-time finishers. I think the smart mechanic where it tracks your buff to highlight your next action accordingly is very interesting. I wonder if jobs like Samurai or any melee in general will get similar treatment in the future. Another interesting to note is that Viper's 2 minute does absolutely nothing to offer in burst synergy. This means that even if you do or do not use Serpent's Ire for the free Reawaken, it does not matter, because you could also already have enough Reawaken gauge to use it in the burst window. This is actually huge, because this means Viper is fun, consistent, smooth to play on its own, even without offering raid buffs. Overall, Viper is very smooth and fluent to play, and the skills, especially the off GCDs, are very, if not the most responsive in this game. If you guys like Reaper, you guys will 100% like Viper. And if you are new to melee, Viper definitely helps you to get started. Whether its potency holds up against other melee would depend on release and content we have to tackle. So as fun as this job is, whether it is really good or not, we will have to wait for the expansion. I try to cover as much as possible, but I could be missing something. Let me know what you think in the comment section below and drop a subscribe. Also remember to check out the other videos in the playlist that you will see on screen and also in the video description below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. And thank you Square Enix and Final Fantasy XIV for giving me this playtest opportunity.